Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Dwelling Logs. I'm so excited to show you my new release, a family lesson on understanding engines. This will be in my shop in about 10 days for about 12 bucks, but it's being released in a mega bundle with 70 plus other resources from other creators for $25 for the entire bundle. So I'd like to take some time to tell you guys about that. I want to tell you what the benefits are and why you should buy it. I also want to point out a couple of things that maybe will make you think you should not buy the bundle. And then at the end, I also want to show you guys inside this lesson, kind of tell you what it's all about. But first, let me talk about the bundle. I will be releasing 2 family lessons this month. The first one is in this bundle. I have another volume 8, 9, I think it's volume 8 for Wild Explorers is coming up in November. So stay tuned for that one, and I will tell you all about the next lesson when the time comes. But for now, the S.T.E.A.M mega bundle, buy for the love of homeschooling. So S.T.E.A.M, like science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, that's the theme for the bundle. And there's over 70 resources included in the bundle. It's valued at over $700 and it's $25. One really awesome thing too is that they always have an upgrade option, a special product that you can get for $10 more. And I get to be a part of it this time. I've never been a part of the upgrade before, but we're gonna be taking a bunch of my art classes and putting it in the upgrade. So if you wanna spend $35 on the bundle, you can get a whole bunch of art classes from me, so that's really exciting. The bundle though is only going to be from, let me just double check the dates, from October 16th to 26th. So if you're watching this video after October 26th, 2023, I'm sorry, the bundle is gone. You can still stay tuned to know more about my family lesson. Maybe I'll put a timestamp for when I start talking about this down below so you can just skip the bundle stuff if it's old. Okay, so like I said, 70 plus resources. There's a whole bunch of different contributors. My only contribution in this mega bundle is the Understanding Engines unit or family lesson, and if you get the upgrade, it will be the art lessons as well. Mega bundles are really great. You get a ton of stuff. So something to be prepared for is getting all these files, looking through them. I'm still looking through the files. So if you buy the bundle, just be prepared to spend like an afternoon sipping coffee, looking through files, seeing what you're going to use. When you get the bundle, I'm gonna tell you what I do. What I do when I get a bundle, I go and look through and I print out my favorites right away. Just a second. Yes, hamster crisis. Okay, so what I do is I print out my favorites right away. I don't just save them digitally because I tend to forget about the stuff that I really want to do if I can't see it in front of me. So I have these really cute little magazine holders. They're really simple. I get a whole bunch of clipboards. I got a huge pack of these on Amazon, and I put all my favorite printables on here. It just so happens I have already printed out Monique's Intro to Microbiology unit. Monique from Wonderhouse Creative, she creates really awesome unit studies, and they're great for all ages, specifically middle school strong. My kids aren't in middle school yet, but we still love her units. And so I have this printed out. I have other things printing right now from My Texas Homeschool. There's a writing project that we're going to do, and there's Wildflowers by Sarah. She did a really great unit on leaves. So I have that printing right now too, because it's still fall. We don't have snow yet. I thought that could be incorporated. So I'm gonna be printing out all my favorites, sticking them on clipboards and sticking them in my magazine holder on my shelf. That way they're out, I can grab them as soon as I want them, and voila. If you're wondering about this, sometimes I will bind the units with the binding machine. I get asked all the time, what kind of binding machine do you have? I bought a Pro-Click. And then I bought just a whole big box of these things. You can cut them short or they come long. I have never had to buy more because before I recycle the paper, I can just take these off and you can reuse them. So one box of these forever should last you forever, and then you just have to buy the whole punch. And I think this thing can do like 7 pages at a time or something, depending on how thick. When you're printing, I like to print on 28 to 32 pound paper. The reason why I like that thickness of paper. It's not cardstock, but if there are any flashcards or anything, it's still thick enough that you can't always see to the back. And if kids are coloring with markers on their papers instead of pencil crayons, it won't bleed through. So that's my recommendation for paper quality. I do have some 20-pound stuff downstairs, but I usually just leave that for one-sided printing or projects that I don't like, scrap paper or quick coloring sheets or something like that. So the other thing that I do is when I go through these files and I click print, I make sure that it's double-sided printing. I always make my units double-sided printing friendly because I have a double-sided printer. So when you download my unit, you can just click print and away it goes. But not everybody does that. There are a ton of different creators that make these mega bundles, and everybody designs them differently and prints them differently. So just make sure if there are, cutouts or puzzles or anything, not every other PDF will have it already set up for double-sided. So I just keep an eye out for those pages. And I also usually avoid the flashcard pages. Even my unit this time has some cards in the back that I did print out, but I usually avoid all the flashcards. We're not a hardcore Montessori family, even though I like some elements of Montessori schooling. And a lot of people fill their units or part of their units with Montessori cards, which for Montessori families is fabulous, but I uncheck them before I click print. Okay, so that's how I kind of organize a bundle. I get prepared for all these files. Who should not buy this bundle? I will say right off the hop, if you don't have a printer at home, I would say these bundles are not for you. Everything is print at home. The amount of time it would take to organize and send to a print shop, that would be your choice if that's your investment. I live in Canada and we do not have good prices on printing like that. Like if I were to go to a Staples or something and just get things printed, it's very expensive. I do hear that in the States it's a little bit more affordable. So in my opinion though, if you don't have an easy printer to print from home from, I don't know if this is for you. Before I had a color printer, I used to print things in black and white. I still love the printables. I will say you'll love them more if you have a color printer. The second thing though that I would say, don't buy this bundle if you only see 2 things or less that you want and like, because each of these products are valued at around $12 or more. So if you see only 2 things that you like, that's probably gonna be about $24 or $25, which is the bundle value. So in one sense, it's like, well, if it's the same value, if there's only one thing that you want in this bundle, wait till the bundle ends, then go to that person's shop and purchase that individually. There's nothing like wasting money on stuff that you'll never use or you'll be overwhelmed with. So I'm just putting it out there. If there's only one thing you want, then this bundle might not be for you. But if there are only three or more things that you see in this bundle advertised and whatnot that you would like to have, that you would use in your homeschool, it is worth it. The value is there because of the price. They make the price so tiny because of the whole idea of us just collaborating and selling this bundle all together. It's a very powerful way to get the consumer, you, the best deal and also benefit all the people who are working hard to create these learning resources. So look for 3 things in the bundle. If you see 3 things you love, then I would say go for it. So it's gonna be $25 until October 26th. Let's get into the Understanding Engines unit. So I came to my husband one day and I was like, you know what I wanna know? I want to know how an engine works. I am 35 years old and I don't know how an engine works. And I said to him, is it going to be too much for me? My husband knows me quite well. Like, is this going to be something I'm going to get frustrated learning about because it's too complex or what? And he said, you know what? It's actually really not that hard. It's pretty simple. And so I took what he said, I broke it down into English. I did a ton of research and even more artwork than that. And I put together this Understanding Engines unit. So as you start your engines unit as a family, you're gonna understand kind of where mechanical engineering starts and what it means, where it comes from, types of movement. We're gonna take it all the way back to the crank and what is a crank to understand circular movement. Then we understand the connecting rod, changing circular into linear. Don't worry if this is already going over your head. Visuals. Visual learning in my lessons, always. I am a visual person. I can't just read a page and learn. I need pictures, and there are pictures. So we're gonna learn about inventions and energy sources through time. Then we're gonna learn about the steam engine, how steam power works, where steam power comes from. You get to learn all about the train anatomy. It's one of my favorites. And then for the train anatomy too, I created this like lift-a-flap train that you're gonna create. And so your kids can discover all the things that are inside the engine and the boiler and the firebox and all those kinds of things. So I thought this was a really great visual aid as well to see what's behind just the engine. We always say, well, that's the engine. That's where the steam comes from. We're gonna get deeper than that. But it's gonna be in a way that everyone can understand. So that's really awesome. And then we're gonna get into pistons. We're gonna learn about, well, pistons go with the steam part, but then we're gonna get into combustion. Oh yeah, and there's also copy work, manuscript and cursive copy work. We're introduced to some figures in history as we do copy work. I also made like little poster versions if you want to hang up the beautiful artwork that I painted. And then, is that cool? I have a fan over there. Then we're gonna get into some scientific laws. This is gonna be an intro physics-wise. I feel like this is, my aim is to have this be a lesson that my 5-year-old will enjoy looking and watching and participating in at our table, will stimulate my 10-year-old and even farther. Like this is a lesson that I myself at 35 can learn from. So my goal is to make this an all ages thing. It's going in deep with details, but in verbiage and wording and visuals that even younger kids will enjoy. And I think that's a really strong combination. That's my goal in every family lesson, is to do it so that the whole family can learn together and the whole family can benefit from it and that kind of thing. So there's a few video like YouTube links to watch things too. We learn about the piston. I have this cutout piston. Oh, my kids took it apart. But we have this cutout piston so that as you're learning about the piston, you can go ahead and, how does this go? Oh, it goes like this. You can just have a visual aid as you're talking about what the piston's movements are doing. And so you use this through the pages as you're learning about strokes. You're gonna learn about 2-stroke engines, 4-stroke engines, gasoline, diesel, the differences, what's going on inside, why it even matters, and then kind of how it all works and operates together with crankshafts and camshafts, and there's anatomy and diagrams and visuals and lift the flaps, and I think it's gonna be great. And then I have some review cards with the different parts in the back as well. So you can either just cut them out and use them once, or you could laminate them and keep them around and like review them later and stuff. So that's my family lesson on understanding engines. It will be in my shop after October 26th for $12 Canadian. And until then, it's included in the S.T.E.A.M Mega Bundle by For the Love of Homeschooling. For $25, you get this plus 70 and even more, like more than 70 other resources as well. So it's a really good deal if you think that you would benefit from this and other resources in your homeschool. I'll put all the links for all the things down below. Oh yes, and I did put a limited time coupon in the back of this PDF. So if you're getting this during the bundle sale, I have a shop coupon, 20% off anything in my shop. So if you do this, you love it, you love the family style lessons, you have until December 1st to use this coupon for anything in my shop. So maybe I'm gonna have to blur that out because I think I have the coupon code. Anyway, enjoy. I hope it's really, really fun for you. We are doing this lesson right now with my kids, and then my husband actually has like an old engine the kids are gonna be able to take apart after we're done. So I thought that would be really cool. And yeah, so that's my update. What? Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. I would like to make another video soon about how our homeschool is going now that our year is finally like in some momentum. But I hope you guys have a wonderful homeschool week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.